There we go with me today. Special guest that we have been trying to make this interview work for I don't know how many years now, I think. Blake Sicard from Creative Landscape Depot. Welcome, Blake.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited for this. I know you're nervous. It's okay though. Just like just breathe through it, man. Just breathe through it, man.
I know, we'll get through it, yeah.
Yeah. We've seen each other at a number of Landscape Ontario events. I know we
Yeah.
saw each other at the golf tournament, the Bannister pirate ship thing. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was a good time for sure.
Yeah, one day. It's like
Yeah,
I want to host a party on a pirate ship. That's awesome.
yeah, life
So,
goals for sure.
life goals. Yeah, love that. So, Blake, I'm sure that lots of our listeners have seen you at Landscape Ontario events, Creative Depot. They've probably seen your face there. You are a busy guy and you are out there doing lots of events. So, today I'm really looking forward to digging in a little deeper, getting to know you, and our listeners can as well. So, once again,
Perfect.
thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for
So,
having me.
for those who don't know you, Blake, can you give us the lowdown as to who you are, what you do, and why you're amazing?
Okay, well, I mean, my name's Blake, obviously, as we've mentioned. I'm the business development manager for Creative Landscape Depot. But did we do the beer first and cheers, or do I get
Oh, we could cheers. I guess we are supposed to cheers before you sip. I couldn't wait.
No, that's okay. Do I talk about the beer first? Oh, now I think we've gone off track here already, and it's 5
It's all
seconds
good,
in.
man. That's my bad. I shouldn't have sipped, but I really wanted to. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. You go ahead and we'll just pretend I didn't take a sip.
Okay, perfect. So yes, business development manager for Creative Landscape Depot. So I'm largely, I guess the easiest way to say it is I'm the company hype man. So I'm largely responsible for setting up educational seminars. I meet our customers, current and prospect customers out on the road, bring snacks, coffee, donuts, good cheer, swag. And I can go out to jobs if there's a big win, if there's an issue. I go out with industry reps to have a look at things. So that is pretty much my role.
That is awesome. And
Mhm.
I saw just today actually, you sent me some information about another product that's
Yeah.
new that you guys are going to be doing. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to knowing more about that too. I like that you said you're the company's hype man. I like that. That's a pretty cool title. Can you get a
Professional.
badge made? Professional company hype man?
That's right. Yeah. And I also described as the professional, likable guy.
The professional
Go into rooms
likable
and
guy.
talk to people.
I like that. And that's very, very on point, I would say
Yeah.
for you.
Suits me well with my outgoing personality.
You outgoing? No,
Yeah.
I don't believe it for a
Dry
second.
humor.
I think were you at the peer-to-peer event as well?
I was, yeah, in
I
Pierhurst.
think I remember. Yeah, that's another great event that LO does. I enjoyed the fire pit time
Mhm.
afterwards, right? So that was a good one. So you've been with Creative Landscape Depot since May of 2020. They've been around since the early 2000s. So how did you get started with them?
That's actually a really interesting story. Once upon a time, I was a fuel salesman for a fuel company, and I had originally met Creative when I tried to sell them fuel, and they liked me so much they offered me a job. And at the time, I was like, I grew up in the golf course industry and landscapes. I moved to the fuel industry and was dealing with landscapers and golf courses, but my heart was always kind of in the landscape industry. So when I got offered the job by Creative, I jumped at it and worked there for about a year. And the fuel company really wanted me to come back. So after about a year, I went back to the fuel company and was there for, I believe, 6 years. And then the opportunity came up with Creative again to manage the Guelph location. So they were at that time just the St. Jacobs location, and they were
Right.
looking to open the second location in Guelph. Offered me the job of managing that, so I came back. So this is my actual second stint with Creative Landscape Depot.
Oh,
And at the time that they got me, let me be honest, waking up in the morning to sell diesel fuel is not exactly exhilarating. So I was really excited to get back into the landscape world and deal with a product that people actually like purchasing.
right. Yeah, the fuel is one of those things that we have to do. It's
Exactly.
not something that we actually this is a mindset shift. I heard one of my mentors talking in my ear as soon as I said that. Every time we say that we have to do something, try to rephrase it that I get to do something.
That's
If you
right.
have a business and business is good, well, then you have the
Mhm.
privilege of being able to purchase fuel. You
Yeah.
don't have to purchase fuel, but you choose to in order to keep your business going, right?
And your machine's going and everything like that. So
So
yeah, I mean, no matter
There you
how
go.
likable I was, people don't really like the fuel bill at the end of the month.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kinda hard to sugarcoat that one.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So is Guelph closer to where you live then? Was that also easier for you, or did you have to relocate?
No, I with UPI, but that was the fuel company. I traveled all over Ontario, really.
Mhm.
Wherever there was fuel tanks or trucks, I was there. And Guelph is actually equal distance for me between St. Jacobs and Guelph. I'm in Cambridge,
Oh,
so I was right in the middle of both locations, so it worked out really well. But at the time, it was nice to kind of have a home base, show up to a specific office every day,
yeah.
and do a specific role. So it was a big change of pace from being on the road constantly,
Yeah,
which is
I
now what
could
I do. So
imagine.
I'm back into on the road again, and
Y
right now at my home office.
Right. And so that's, I think, probably where your heart is.
Yeah,
It's the going to different events, and it's meeting people, and feeding those connections and strengthening those connections and relationships. So, um,
100%.
it's something you and I have in common.
And
I
this
don't
is
think.
it's a new role for creative. So when we were developing the role, creative, like they didn't even really know what it was going to look like. And they basically asked me to present what I plan to do and how I plan to do it. They just knew they wanted more customers and increase with the current customers. So I said, here's
Yeah,
my plan.
that's awesome.
That's how the role was born.
What a great opportunity, to
Mhm.
be able to form and create that own role and to
For
work
sure.
with a company that trusts you.
Yeah.
They're hiring the right people to do, and they're trusting the people to do that job.
Yeah. The
So
right people
that's
is key, and if anybody that out there that's listening that knows creative, it's a culture that we've created. We have absolutely the best and the right people working at creative, and it's yeah, through from the loaders right up to the top. Everybody has the same kind of go-getter mindset.
nice.
Mhm.
That's a huge hireable. I don't want to say skill. I guess it is a skill, but it's more of a mindset,
Yeah,
right? Like you're either a go-getter or you're not,
that's right.
usually, right? And man, having a whole team of go-getters, that's how you get stuff done.
Yeah, we basically for years have hired based on personality and attitude versus not always just looking at the resume on paper.
Yeah, that's so hard. Just now, even, I'm not sure if he listens to the podcast or not, but a good friend of mine is looking to get back into landscaping. And
Mhm,
I've worked with him personally. So he worked for another company. I was one of that company's subcontractors, and I've
mhm.
been on a number of job sites with this guy.
Yeah,
And he knows how to run a crew like
yeah.
nobody's business. And doesn't matter the weather or what is going on with his personal life, or he will hunker down and get stuff done. And I had him send me his resume and I took a look over and I'm like, this sounds like the most boring guy ever. And Chuck, if you're listening, I apologize, but I'm going to talk to you about reworking your resume because there's
Yeah.
so much more to him than what's on this piece of paper. And how many times do we get a resume on our desk and we're like, doesn't seem like a right fit
Yep.
just from that piece of paper.
Yeah.
So, Chuck, I'm coming for you. We're gonna redo your resume, man.
Put some
Anyway,
glitter on it.
what's that? Some
Put some
glitter. Well, that's one way to make yourself memorable.
That's right.
A week later, you're like, God damn that freaking resume. It's still got glitter everywhere. I've never actually tried that. Like,
Neither have I. I actually don't recommend that.
yeah,
That was definitely a joke.
it's okay. I sometimes don't know when people are joking, and
Yeah.
I kind of am interested to hear if anybody's ever received a resume with glitter.
I've actually I have a dry sarcastic humor, and for those that don't know that I'm joking, often I just come across as a jerk sometimes.
Ah,
So I actually had to have sarcasm cards printed out.
yeah.
So if they're like, "What did you just say?" Then I can hand the sarcasm.
I think my card would be like, I love sarcasm and punny jokes, and I love jokes. I've also got a bit of like a dark, dirty sense of humor too,
Mm,
but I'm also very gullible. So anytime somebody says something with a straight face, that's that dry humor, right? You can do it. I can't. If I'm saying something and it's funny, I'll get this little sneer here that I can't hide, right? It's like, oh, I'm being serious. I can't do the straight face thing. So if somebody says something to me straight faced, I will just take it and I'll be like, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, Heather, I'm pulling your leg. Yeah.
Well, has
So
anybody ever sent you for a bucket of steam back in the day when you're on a crew?
no, but that's funny.
Getting somebody to go for a bucket of steam is to get through that spiel with a straight face. It's all about your backstory, making them understand why they need a bucket of steam versus the reality of what you've asked them to go get.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
what you do with the new person on the crew.
That's right, or the sod stretcher.
Boy. Yeah, I probably would have fallen for that.
I'm
So,
giving foreman everywhere ideas here, and productivity just went down by 5%.
yeah, or you're gonna get a lot of thank you notes in the email at work. Thanks, man. I totally did this to the new guy and it was hilarious. So, Blake, before we go any further, I
That's
understand
right.
you have a beer.
I do.
So,
So
what are you drinking?
today, so I'm a simple man. I like a simple beer. I'm a lager guy. The farther away that you deviate from Coors Light, the less I'm gonna like it.
Okay.
But in the interest of coming on hops and hedges, I decided to get something a little fancier.
No.
So I've got the Village Lager from Block 3.
Okay.
So it is still a lager. Block 3 Brewery, they're based in St. Jacobs, just down the road from Creative, and we host a lot of events there.
Oh, that's
So and
awesome.
they're really good to us, really, really nice people. So I thought that I would have one of their beers today and give them a bit of a shout out because we just hosted an event with Carla Bailey there.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. What's
Mhm.
the name of the brewery again?
Block 3.
Block 3. I'm gonna totally look them up. That's great that they're close to Creative, so you guys
Mhm.
can do events and stuff there.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
we put
neat.
a beer or 2 in of theirs in Christmas presents and giveaways and stuff like that. They sponsor our
Nice.
golf tournament, so yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Have you guys ever done like your own Creative Depot beer? It's
that's
something I'm
actually
looking at.
something that
That'd be really cool at events, right? Or in the Christmas packages that it's like such and such lager by Creative Landscape Depot.
yeah, the creative lager.
The Creative Lager.
Should
Oh,
we cheers now?
yes, let's cheers. Cheers
Cheers.
to you. Cheers to us. Cheers to finally doing this thing. So, this beer, I was so excited when I saw this beer. So, this has actually been in the fridge waiting
Okay,
specifically for when I could be on doing the interview with you because I was like, this is hilarious. So, I've never tried this one before and it is quite delicious. So, Great Lakes Brewery,
okay.
the art just kills me. It's called Robo Hop, and it's totally got RoboCop on it. Oh, I wish it wasn't blurring out. Wait, if I hide my face, can you see it maybe?
Yeah, no, that is
Oh
fit.
my gosh, isn't that great?
Yeah,
Oh, now I need to lower my hand. Yeah, lower or Robo Hop Double IPA, 8.5% alcohol.
yeah,
Good for the IPAs, they're
wow,
usually higher, right? Handcrafted strong beer, and it is good. It is really good. So shout out to Great Lakes Brewery. Wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because I like the weird
mhm.
beers, right?
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like Coors Light, and
yeah,
not too far from that, where I like the weirder the better. But because of that, I've tried some really weird stuff.
okay. Like sours and things like that?
I've tried a couple sours by accident. I do
Okay,
not like sours
okay.
at
No,
all.
neither do I. Again, way
So
too far from the Coors Lights.
yeah, yeah. So, but the
Heineken is
IPA,
about as aggressive as I can get with a beer.
fine.
So even
Um,
that's a little.
there's another one that comes in a green bottle. Moosehead?
Yeah, Moosehead. Yeah, Moosehead's a little strong for me as well. There's a European beer that comes in a green can as well, Grolsch or something like that, and
Yep.
that one's okay.
Yeah, I think Darren said that one. And the other one I'm thinking of is Cracked Canoe.
Yeah, that's a nice beer. That's only like 4% alcohol.
Yeah, that's a nice light one. And I
Mhm.
know on your questionnaire you said too that you like Michelob Ultra.
That's right.
So I've gone to that one too a couple times. I think that was one of my initial like gateway beers,
Yeah,
right? And then I just kept going. So instead of, taking a Coors Light and Michelob Ultra and staying there, I think Hoegaarden is what did it for me. When you're drinking Coors Light and then you go to a Hoegaarden, there's such a different taste profile. I don't even know if
yeah,
that's the right word. But I started tasting all these weird stuff and I was like, this is so weird. I think I like it. And then that just blew the door open to all these totally, totally weird things. So
interesting.
there we have it. So going on to the next thing, because I'm really curious too about. So actually, maybe let's stay on that. So you're at Creative Landscape Depot now. You're at UPI
Mhm.
before,
Yeah.
and then when you were a kid, like, did you always think I'm going to be a salesman one day? Like, was that something that was your dad in sales or?
How
Let's
young
talk
are
about
we
this journey.
talking? Because at one point I wanted to be an astronaut.
Yeah, let's start from there. That's a great
Um,
dream to have.
honestly, when I was really young, I wanted to be obviously a professional hockey player and or astronaut.
Stuffy.
Uh, as I got into high school and was kind of figuring out my way in the world, I honestly had no idea what I wanted to do. But every summer I worked at Conestoga Golf Course. And so I started going through university for history, wasn't really loving it, and I took a year off and was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And obviously was working at the golf course. And I thought, well, maybe I should just do this. So I went back
Right.
to University of Guelph for turf management, and I was working in the golf course industry, and then I moved to UPI selling to golf courses and landscapers.
Wow.
Mm.
That is a long journey in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, it
That
is.
was impressive. I'm proud of you. I don't know if you've heard Lindsay Ross's episode.
I haven't.
It's a two-parter
Okay.
because it's a 2-hour long episode because his story took the first hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Shout out to Lindsay Ross.
Yeah,
He's a
president of
great
Landscape
storyteller.
Ontario.
Yep. Yep. So with the wanting to be hockey. So did you play hockey as a kid?
I still play hockey
Still play hockey. Okay.
times a week. It's better than running on a treadmill.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a personal trainer in January and I wish I liked sports so I could do sports instead of the gym because she is kicking my ass. So I got to get her on the podcast because, oof,
Yeah,
if
physical
anybody,
fitness is super important to me too.
well, and it wasn't important to me until last year. I went to do a couple things that I've been doing for the last 20 years. And all of a
Mhm.
sudden my body says, nope.
Yeah,
I'm like, this isn't even that heavy.
yeah.
Right? Like I go to move a concrete bird bath, and I'm like, I used to move these things all the time. Why
Oh,
am I
yeah.
having a problem? Right? And so, yeah, we did an assessment, and yeah, this girl cannot yet do a really impressive push up. I can get through one, but it's the saddest thing ever. So
You'll
stay
get
tuned.
there. You just
Progress.
Yeah, it's all about consistency.
Yeah. So shout out to Miranda because she is whooping me in shape for sure.
Well, I saw something on the news, and there was a guy in Minnesota that was still playing beer league hockey at 96 years old, which is now my current goal.
That's
'Cause
amazing.
I know, unbelievable, and he was still wheeling around out there pretty good. I mean, if he can do it, that's my new goal, is to play into
Right?
my 90s.
I'd be curious as to what he did for a living.
It would have had to have been something active because the number
You know?
one thing for, physical health later into life is moving your body.
Right. It's so funny. It's something that I remember learning about in landscape design program at Fanshawe College was
Mhm.
how in the I don't want to say years because I'm really bad at history. So kudos for you for trying to do history in university because heck no for me. In some impressive year a long, long time ago, these landscape architects and designers were living into their 80s when the life expectancy was 40 or 50. Like that's nuts.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
nuts.
Yeah. That would have had if life expectancy was 40 or 50, that would have been quite a while ago.
Yeah, like, that's it
That's
just
so
it blew my
unfair.
mind. It
Mhm,
blew my mind that these people were they were actually doing research that how are these people who work outside and working with nature living these into these later years, right? So,
mhm.
really good health and physical health, moving
Yeah,
around, so all that
move
fun
your
stuff.
body.
Move your body. Sorry, my ADHD brain totally just went on a little adventure there. Do you know
Yeah.
the King Julian from Madagascar? I like to
I've
move it, move
seen
it.
I've
I
seen
like
the
to
movie
move it,
once.
move it.
Yeah.
That's totally where my brain went just there. Sorry.
Nope,
Thanks
no
for coming
apologies
along
needed.
on the adventure with me because we just never know where this brain's gonna go. Ah, and that's not even, I'm only like 3 sips into this beer, so it's not that. So I also want to ask you about just going through, I always follow the questionnaire whenever I get sidetracked,
Mhm.
right? Bring it back.
Yep.
I always love hearing stories about mentors and mentorship. And you mentioned the name Rob McIntosh. Can you talk
Yeah.
about Rob for a bit and how he's impacted you?
Yeah, I've known Rob for a really long time. He was the VP, well, he worked his way up to VP and then president of UPI.
Okay.
So full disclosure, my dad ran UPI for many years, so Rob worked there at the same time that I did. So I started playing hockey with Rob and became a really good friend of mine and kind of life advisor. I bounced a lot of, and my dad as well, one of my heroes for sure. Got a lot of advice throughout the years from my dad, but it's nice to have somebody that's not your dad that you can bounce things off of. And Rob was running UPI at the time when I left. And the best advice that he gave me, because I said, as a friend, what do you think I should do here, Rob? I've got this opportunity.
Yeah.
What do you think? And he said, well, as your boss, I would want you to stay. But as your friend, you have to do what makes you happy. Like UPI is going to continue on and they'll be just fine. Like we'll miss you. You do a good job. We'd want you to stay, but you have to do what's right for you and not anybody else. And that was probably the best advice I've ever had. So yeah. And he ended up he's in my wedding party as well, or was in my wedding party. So mm,
Wow. It's It's pretty special too, what you said about, it's nice to be able to have those conversations with your dad, but to have somebody else.
Yeah,
And right when you said that, it just made me think of people who don't have that. That is a real gift.
for
If you had
absolutely.
that
Yeah.
in somebody else, It's I feel very, very lucky that I found my Landscape Ontario family
Mhm,
because I was gonna say a floater, but then
mhm.
right away my brain was like, that's disgusting. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'm not.
I wasn't
Hold
going
on.
there.
My brain is just I'm always in the gutter. It's a problem. I should have it looked at. But it's like I've always had my tight knit group
Mhm,
that's very small. I've got my best friend since grade one, Trevor. He was my man of honor at my wedding. I've got Angela, who I met later in life, and we've been like two peas in a pod. My husband, number one cheerleader, and I grew up with my parents both being very close and very supportive of me. But outside of that, I didn't really have adults that I would trust or that I connected with. But I was also a weird kid. I mean, I'm still a
yeah.
weird kid, right? But it was hard for me to connect to people outside of that circle. And then when I found Landscape Ontario, it was just like something switched and I stopped apologizing for being weird.
Mhm. Yeah. You
Like
just
there
gotta
was
be
this
authentic you.
yeah, it was amazing. So I just shout out to Rob to be there for you growing up. And is he
Mm.
still there for you today?
Oh,
You guys still in
100%.
touch?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still play I play hockey with them on Sunday nights.
that's awesome.
And then
Well, shout out to Rob.
yeah, and then just a bit more background, I watched his son grow up. His son, is he's special needs. He's physically challenged and mentally challenged. But I've watched this kid grow up from the time he was 4 years old. He's now 24,
Oh my
and
God.
so shout out to Ben. Everybody loves Ben, and he was also in my wedding party. Yeah,
That's so awesome.
yeah. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it.
Yeah. Man, and the history, right? When you have friends that you've known for that long and you see their kids grow up and
And Ben works at the CLD in Guelph in the summers.
okay,
Yeah.
very cool. That's one thing that I wish that, before I really kind of took off into the landscape design angle, I guess you would say, is I would have loved to have done a co-op or a summer at a stone yard because I did the botanical garden my first year and
Yep.
I really like it's not bragging because it's true. Like I know my plants,
Yeah.
right? Softscaping, I can whip out a planting plan for a pool and patio in less than 15 minutes. Like I just know what's going to go there. But for stone, like every time I look at something, I need somebody to tell me what it is,
Yeah. I'm
right?
still kind of that way. I mean, Jeremy in our office is the stone guru. He can identify stone by smell, I think. So
I can
I'm not
totally
afraid.
imagine somebody walking around a stone yard going, yeah, that's Santerra. Yeah, for sure, Santerra. Yeah. Oh God, that's funny.
So let me ask you a question. What's your favorite
Yeah.
plant?
Ooh, my favorite plant.
Flower specifically. Well, it can be any plant. Yeah. What's your favorite plant?
Yeah, my go-to for that answer is ginkgo, and everybody rolls their eyes because they're like, "It's not even native." But,
Mhm.
it's a living fossil. It
Okay.
has been around since the dinosaurs. Like, there are fossilized ginkgos, ginkgo leaves and stuff. I have an arm band, like, it goes all the way around because I wasn't gonna stop in the armpit.
Yeah.
I only almost punched the tattoo artist, I think, twice. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Of, ginkgo leaves.
Oh, wow.
Because the ginkgo too, it's not prone to any disease. Nothing attacks it. Nothing eats it. Like it is this force to be reckoned with.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
So for
amazing.
me, I mean, it's not native and it doesn't support any pollinators, as far as I know. Although the female tree, the fruit actually smells like rotting flesh, which is really gross. It's my understanding that a female ginkgo tree is actually illegal to be propagated and sold retail
I did
because
not
the
know
smell
that
is
either.
so bad. Yeah, that anytime you see a ginkgo tree, it's likely male.
Okay.
Unless it's a really old ginkgo tree and it smells really bad, then you can put money on it that it's a girl.
Interesting,
I
but
told
nearly indestructible.
right?
That's kinda cool.
Yeah, so for me it was it's always been a symbol of inner strength and it's a reminder too that you're not going to be everyone's ideal,
Yeah.
right? Like for a lot of people, they hate ginkgos because it's
Okay.
not native and it doesn't support any local fauna. Like none of our local native pollinators have any reason to use ginkgos. You won't see a bird's nest usually in a ginkgo because the branching is so horizontal that
Mhm.
there's nothing for a nest to actually hold on to.
Interesting.
But it's a force. So, that's if you asked, So
Yeah,
that's my favorite plant,
yeah,
ginkgo.
that's great.
What's your favorite
Mine's
stone?
my favorite stone?
It's hard to
That's a
pick one.
yeah, that's a really tricky
Same thing with
question.
plants, though.
I mean, are we talking just look or like I mean, right now, I would have to say my favorite stone aesthetically is Algonquin buff. We got like the square cut flagstone that we have in stock, Algonquin buff. I just think that it's such a once it's installed, it's such a beautiful look to it. I've got random flagstone all over my backyard. I laid it and I love working with stone, so it's really tricky to lay random flagstone. So that's I did it and I love it. But yeah, looks wise, I'd have to say Algonquin buff right now is my favorite.
Nice. Where did that come in from?
Somewhere in northern Ontario.
Nice.
I can't give all of our sources, but somewhere
Oh,
between
yeah.
Down and Aurelia.
But I mean, it's an Ontario
It's
product.
an Ontario stone, that's correct.
So
Yep.
that's awesome.
Aptly named.
So I know that that's something too that you guys do is you guys, as Creative Landscape Depot, you guys work with a lot of domestic products.
Correct. That's right.
So,
Yeah, we've got a
so
lot of quarry partners up north, and that's our big thing is domestic natural stone.
nice.
Everything from steps to coping to armor stone, custom work as well. Like if you want a stone shaped in the shaped like a Volkswagen Beetle, give us enough time and money, and we'll make that happen.
I like that. Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind because I have a feeling that when that day comes, not if, because we're all
Yeah,
dying, but I don't want no tombstone.
yeah.
I want like it's gonna be something nuts. It's gonna be something totally nuts, and I'm gonna put it
You're
in my
gonna take
will.
me up on the Volkswagen Beetle, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my will. I want Creative Landscape Depot to create something completely obnoxious to put up as my marker, even though I don't want to get buried. Why are we talking about death, Blake?
I don't know. You brought it up.
Do you know what? Jeez. Leave it to me to just
Yeah.
totally take it
Bring it back to
somewhere
the
else.
questionnaire.
That's what I'm looking up right now. You're so good.
Do
So
my
good.
best.
So I like this one question too about advice. And you did kind of briefly mention this
Mhm,
as advice that Rob gave you. And
mhm.
it's just advice looking in life for somebody who's just started their own business. And you said to follow your heart and do what's best for you. So
Yeah.
I just want to come back to that because we talked about it briefly. But I think so often we do things because we think either one, it's something that other people expect of us or want of us. We do things because we think that's what we should do, either through education or societal norms, like we're told this is the next step for you, or we say or do things in order to keep or make other people comfortable. And I don't know if you know this, but this is the year of the fire horse.
I did not know that. I didn't
Yeah,
know there was a fire horse year.
there's a fire horse year. Yeah, so in the Chinese New Year, the last year was the snake,
Okay.
and this is the year of fire horse.
Not just a
And
horse, like a fire horse.
right.
That's
And so
pretty badass.
it is really badass. And I've
Yeah.
only done like a little bit of, peripheral
Mhm.
research because I just think it's fascinating, other cultures and belief systems. And the fire horse is pretty much about shedding the snake skin, right?
Mhm.
So what limited you before, and you have just been, I think of a horse like that's been smacked on the ass and it just is giving her down a
Yeah,
beach. Like that's the image that I see and it's on fire. That's this year. Like things are going to happen fast. They're going to be intense. And you know what? You can't be fast or intense and doing what makes you happy without making other people uncomfortable,
for sure.
right?
Yeah,
So I really loved that advice that you gave. Follow your heart and do what's best for you. We've been told that don't do that. That's selfish. Think about other people. Put other people first. Well, what will other people think?
for example, my dad was not a fan of the idea of me leaving the fuel company to go to creative.
Yeah, so that would have been a tough one.
Yeah,
You
as
admire
also my
him.
boss at the time, not that was awkward at the family dinner table, let me tell you. But
Ooh,
I had to be unapologetically me, I had to do what was right for me.
yeah.
So,
You really, as much as it's not that I was going to say unempathetic, but that's not a
mhm,
word.
it
But
can
you
be.
know what I'm trying to say, I think. I am actually very empathetic to a fault
Mhm,
almost. Sometimes you really have to do what's best for you, and it's okay. It's not selfish, but we've been told since we were kids, well, he wants to play with it, so just let him play with it. Yeah, but it's mine, and I had it first. Yeah, but he's playing nicely, so just leave it. What? Like, no. And as adults, we need to kind of I think relearn some of those boundaries that we do only live once,
for sure. As far as we
as far as we know. Because if the Buddhists are right, we come back and we're reincarnated.
absolutely.
So I don't know. I hope I come back as a bug.
A bug, eh?
Yeah, I kind of want to creep people out. like from the periphery. So people are
That's
like,
so
"Oh,
short.
did something move?"
I guess it would be a super short reincarnation, then you could come back as something else again.
Exactly. Yeah, just to have the experience, you know?
If that's the thing, I hope you get to level up based on what you did previously,
Oh my gosh, that would be a great video game.
right? See,
It's so
my life
random, but
philosophy is just be a good person. Just
see,
genuinely be a good person.
Blake, it's so funny you say that. Mine is a little bit less poetic as that. Just be a good person. Because my philosophy on life is don't be a dick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how I would have said it if I
It's the same thing. Well, I'm giving you permission now because I just
okay,
said
yeah,
it. So
just
if that
don't be
offends
a dick.
anybody, they'll
Yeah,
just stop listening.
yeah.
So, but wouldn't that be, could you imagine what kind of world we would live in if everybody just wasn't a dick?
Yeah, that would be a utopia, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Anyway, crazy. Just
yeah,
crazy. Back to the questionnaire,
the tangents.
the tangent.
This is what happens when there's 2 people with rampant ADHD talking to each other.
Well, you should listen or watch the episode with me and Nicole from Bannis
Yeah,
because we're both talking with our hands and we're like, oh, yeah, people are probably listening to this in the car. They can't actually see us, so they have no idea what we're doing. That is a roller coaster. Hold on to your hat for that one. So, something else on the questionnaire I definitely want to talk to.
mm,
So, this is your final year as the president of the Waterloo chapter of Landscape Ontario.
yep, that's correct.
Congrats, Blake. Hats
Thank
off
you.
to you.
Yeah.
So, how long was your term?
Well, it's a 2-year term for every
Mhm.
sitting president. What Trevor Garner from Landscape Plus was the president.
Yep.
Then Brandon moved from one company to Landscape Plus and was also on the board. So you can't have 2 people from the same company on the board. At the
Oh,
time, Trevor was, he was really busy running his company, obviously. So he decided to step down, and myself, as the vice president, stepped into that role. So I got an extra roughly 6 months because of that. So I'll have
okay.
had a term of 2.5 years.
Wow. Very cool.
Hmm.
I've sat on the board previously. I think I only did a 6-month term. I don't think I did a full year as a secretary
Hmm.
for the London chapter, but I honestly, probably because of my anxiety, I found it a little too overwhelming. I had to step down just with trying to run my own business. And actually, no, I wasn't running my own business at the same time. I was working for my previous employer and it was too overwhelming for me just being the secretary. So hats off to anybody. Oh my gosh, like the
Yeah.
VPs, presidents. I look at the LO board. You know, Lindsay Ross is the new president, Ed Hansen, the previous president, Lindsay Drake Nightingale, president before that. And I just look at the amount of work and activities that they're doing. I'm sure that you do too at a chapter
Yeah.
level, and I just can't imagine. So I
Yeah.
prefer just to sit in the background as the servant leader and be like, "Hey, what do you guys need?"
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Right?
I'm always gonna be connected with Landscape Ontario even when my term is done, and I've been on the board actually since 2013. So I'm 13 years on the board now. Only Jason Dietrich, has been on longer than myself, and
Wow.
he's our provincial rep. So shout out to the provincial reps because I think that they've got the hardest job because 'cause they've got the 3rd meeting, right? They've got the provincial meeting, which I've heard is a marathon.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I think I'm always gonna be connected just for the networking, the education, and I really enjoy all the people at Landscape Ontario. It's just collective like-mindedness and sharing of ideas and values. So,
And is that so? I've never seen that in other. I mean, I've worked in a lot of different industries: construction,
yep,
retail, sales, whole bunch of stuff, and I've never seen so much collaboration
yep.
among who would be
No
competitors.
other industry is like this. Like, plumbers don't
Yes.
get together and talk about the best way to plumb a house. It just doesn't happen.
A trade secret, right? They want to keep it to themselves.
Yep,
And it's like, oh my gosh, we have the best way. So we're just going to hold it close to our heart and we're going to teach our apprentices, but we're not going to teach anybody else.
for sure.
And
Case in point,
landscape, it's different.
yeah, case in point, we're running a lighting seminar coming up in March.
Okay.
And we actually have one of our customers coming in to explain to the people at the seminar how he incorporates lighting into his sales pitch and how you can incorporate more lighting into your sales pitch.
That's
So
awesome.
he's going to teach other landscapers how to sell more jobs.
Do you know when this is?
It's March 10th.
March 10th? Who's
Mhm.
teaching it? Can I ask?
Well, Lauren from Linzell is going to be doing the
From Lindsay.
majority, but it's Nolan from Elements Hardscaping that's going to be doing the presentation on how to sell more lighting jobs.
Nice. That's Awesome.
And if you're not following Nolan and Elements Hardscaping on Instagram, I suggest that you do because they do some absolutely outstanding work. Their cobblestone driveway that they're doing right now is just mind blowing.
Trying to think of what, not Corpthorn from or Copthorn from Unilock. There's another kind of cobble product out there. And someone at some, I saw it in somebody's catalog, stone catalog, that they did a full driveway.
Mm,
And all I could think of is the poor ladies having to get into the car with their heels. That's all I could think
yeah,
of. It was beautiful. And I wanted to walk on it in my bare feet. But I just thought, you know what, carry your shoes to the car.
yeah.
Problem solved.
I'm sure the homeowners they wanted it, so I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out. You're right. Just bring appropriate footwear to get to the car
Yeah.
and then change when you get to the gala.
But it looks so good,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, the
cobble.
the design in this driveway, it again, just check them out on Instagram. It's unreal.
Okay. I'm gonna look them up. I know locally we have, like, our I would say the big local stone yard is either, Brian over at, Stone Paradise, or
Mhm.
we've got Jarrett with, Grand River Natural Stone. Like, do you guys have any sort of awards thing? Like, I know Grand River Natural Stone, they do this annual thing,
That is an
celebration.
interesting idea. I think we've kind of thrown that out there here and there. Nothing is really Jeremy, I know you're probably gonna watch this. Make a note. Let's
Make it
let
so
alright.
cool. Let me go back to the questionnaire here. I get just segue. Yep, domestic natural stone. We talked about that. Oh, I know what I want to talk to you about. So I always ask about people about a tool or software that they're using that has been like a game changer for them.
Yep,
And you mentioned a CRM tracking program that you're using. What
yep.
what is it? Tell us.
Even back to my days at UPI, like, taking notes and remembering what you've talked to different customers about, when you've reached out to them, like, as a fellow ADHDer, like, you're all over the place, right? And if
Oh,
I don't make
man.
my notes, then I'm gonna be completely lost. So it just helps track everything that I've done.
Hmm.
So if I email somebody, I log it. If I call somebody, I log it. If I see them at a event, I log it. Now it takes time to do that, but at least months down the road, I can look up, okay, it's been a couple months since I've actually talked to this person. Here's what we
Yeah.
talked about. And, I said I'd follow up. So now it's time to follow up. I run a lot of events. I can't remember who I've talked to and who I haven't when I send a gazillion emails. So I could at least refer back to that and say, "Okay, I definitely sent that 6 days ago. I probably shouldn't remind them again."
Right. I'm currently on the like I'm just exploring options because I'm a solopreneur in business for 5
Mhm.
years, and for 5 years I've been using Excel spreadsheets, and
Yep.
I've been doing quite fine because I
Oh my
color
god.
code everything.
I had everything on an Excel spreadsheet, and it just got so big and cumbersome. When I was with UPI, Salesforce was the CRM system that we used. It's fully customizable, costs money, but it's customizable.
That was Salesforce?
Yeah, I would suggest they're probably like, they're a publicly traded company. It's a huge company.
Yeah.
Right now we use, through our sales platform has a CRM portal, so that's what I'm operating out of, and it's nice because it ties into our customer profiles, and I can make notes within the customer profiles. I can see it tracks their spending, so I can see if things are up or down, and
Yep.
it really works well.
Nice. So you guys have one specific for Creative Landscape Depot that you guys have created and that
Yeah.
you're using?
Yes and yes. Like, our entire sales platform, inventory, everything was like, the company's called Odoo, and we customized the entire thing to work for our company. And
I've never heard this before.
yeah, it's called Odoo.
Like ODU?
ODOO. And that's where we do all of our quoting, invoicing, and all of that fun stuff. And for years, the CRM tab was there, but it was never utilized.
Yeah.
I've customized it to my liking. Well, I'm still working on it. Still
Yep.
a couple bugs. I want to adjust a few things, but
Yeah.
yeah, it works
That's
really well
awesome.
for me.
I
I would be
find
completely lost without it.
yeah. I mean, so far, knock on wood, the Excel is working okay.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I color code everything. So just looking
Mhm.
at the colors, I can see how long it's been since I've seen this chunk of people.
Yeah.
But what I find with all CRM, like I haven't seen something different, is
Mhm.
that the inputting and the logging is still taking time. Like I
Yep.
feel like with the age of AI
Yep.
and automation, there's got to be a way that something could be monitoring me while I'm emailing
Mhm.
to be like, This is who you're emailing. I'm going to log that,
I
you
think
know?
that would be the next step, or if I could get Siri to log stuff for me, I think that really is the next step. But I mean, the most important thing is you recognize your shortcomings and then you figure out what's going to work best for you. Like the CRM system might not be the solution for everybody. It certainly is for me because I recognized where my deficiencies were and where I needed help.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
So,
huge thing in itself to take the
mhm,
time to realize that's usually what my January, February time of year is.
mhm,
It's like, where am I really struggling?
yep.
And
How
do
can I
I
fix
either
it?
need to, yeah, how do I fix it or how do I stop doing it?
Yep.
Who can I get to do this for me?
Yep.
There's a really good book. Jeremy Camp from Nicholas Gardenart got me on this book called Who, Not How. And I love that. So anytime that you come up to a wall and you're like, I don't know how to do this, right? And you get really frustrated and it starts pissing you off.
Mhm.
You stop, take a second to think. Don't think about how this can be done. Think about who do I know who knows how to do this,
Yeah.
right? And just skip over the how.
Mhm.
Let somebody else deal with the how. But really good book. Highly recommend it. I cannot think of the author right now. And I'm not entirely sure where the book is in my massive library.
That's actually my famous line when I'm talking to homeowners and they're
Yeah.
trying to select materials for their backyard or their driveway or whatever. They're like, "But how are they gonna get these steps?" I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not your problem. All you have to do is say install that over there, and that's where here's a check. That's where your responsibility ends. Let me and the
Yep.
landscaper figure that out.
Exactly. I know the how. Let me do the how.
You don't need to know the how."
Right? Yeah. And I love that we can do that for people, you know? That
Yep.
everybody has their own how. They understand how to do something.
Yep.
And if we just use those people, again, we were talking earlier about the right people in the right position,
Yep.
right? I would not let my friend who cuts grass for a living do my hair.
No.
It's different.
Yeah.
You just don't do it.
It'll be all the same height, that's for sure.
0.25, right?
Yeah.
Or 3.5 or whatever
And I think
the
that's
norm
probably
is
you
now.
kinda said it, that's probably the most gratifying thing about this industry too, is it's such a visible improvement and change. Whereas you talk like electrical work or my roof. I had to
Yep.
get my roof redone, right? And that's thousands of dollars, and it's like, "Oh, great, yeah, it's not leaking anymore, so I guess that's a bonus," but
Can't
it's
see it.
not a backyard pool with an outdoor kitchen.
Yeah, I really like it's almost instant gratification. But depending on the size of the job, right?
Mhm.
You go on to a job site, you completely renovate something, and at the end of the day, you're like, man, we did that,
Yeah,
you know? But sometimes it's not the end of the day. Sometimes it's like a 3-month job, and that takes its toll until the end.
for
Kind of have
sure.
to push through until you see the before and after pictures.
Yeah.
So, something else, I love this on the questionnaire asking for big lessons in life. And I liked that you said things don't always go as planned, but
Mhm.
don't be afraid to fail. If you do fail, own it and fix it. Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you for saying that.
I am a very big proponent of if you make a mistake, we're all human, people make mistakes. You
We're
just
human.
yeah, just deal with it.
Yeah.
Don't hide it, don't sugarcoat it, don't sweep it under the rug or blame anyone else. You made a mistake, so just fix it.
Yeah.
And that really is how I've lived. And I mean, I've gone out on a limb and I've, fought the good fight and got made my point known and things haven't worked out the way I thought and, it is what it is.
But
Lucas, white dolomite.
what's that?
I wanted to stock white dolomite in Guelph and I fought tooth and nail and we brought it in and I think in 2 years we sold 2 yards. So,
White
yeah.
dolomite, is that like an aggregate?
Yeah, it's a decorative stone that you would put in your garden. We were selling bags of it quite frequently, and I thought we could sell yards of it. By the way, my cat's around my leg, so he's probably gonna make an appearance in a second here.
Love that. What's your cat's
Mhm.
name?
Mr. Fuzz.
Mr. Fuzz. That would only be funnier if he was a furless, hairless cat.
No, no, he's definitely fuzzy.
Okay.
It's
Excellent.
very appropriate. Right now, he's interested in the printer, but I don't know. We'll see if it
Yes.
comes up.
B and I had cats until they all passed away, and we had a
That's
toy
sad.
poodle too, but we still have our pet rats. So
Okay,
we have 3 pet rats named Peanut, Butter, and Jelly.
that's pretty funny. You coming up?
Yep, I thought so too.
No.
What else? What else? What else? Okay, because I know we are running out of time now.
Mhm.
But the last thing that I know, something that's important to you, something that we talked about briefly again, like physical health, right? But the relation of physical health to mental health.
Hmm.
Let's talk about this for a second
Mhm.
because I love that you brought this up on the questionnaire. Because I know me personally, I know that I'm like in 2014, I was diagnosed with depression, been medicated since. Thank goodness, because
Mhm.
that's been a lifesaver. There's probably a little bit of social anxiety. So even though I'm an extrovert, I can be in a large group of people and be totally fine. And then if there's a loud noise, I will drop to the ground so fast and I can't explain it.
Okay.
Even just a couple of nights ago, I completely forgot the Olympics were on. I'm out with my assistant having a work lunch, and I guess the Canadian hockey group scored against, I think it was Czech that they were
Yep.
playing against, and they broke the tie, and the whole bar erupted, scared the crap out of me, and I almost hid under the desk thinking a bomb had go off. Like, it's
Oh, wow.
just talk about mental health. Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress. But for a long time, I didn't recognize a connection between physical health and mental health because I just assumed I was physically healthy because I'm
Mhm.
petite, right? I'm only 5'3.5". I tell
Yep.
everybody I'm 5'4", but I'm 5'3.5". Don't tell anybody. It's our
5'5"
secret.
attitude.
Right. Yeah. 5'5" attitude. I like
Yeah.
that. 5'3.5" with 5'5" attitude. I'm going to start saying that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you can take that.
I will. I will send you check in the mail.
Perfect.
Excellent. But I always thought I was fit, right? Because of my genetics. And then I went to move that concrete bath, the bird bath last year, and something went awry
Mhm.
in my body. And I was like, I am not even 40 yet. Why can't I do this? This is not okay.
Yeah.
And since seeing a trainer and working out, there's been this sort of confidence, like a newfound confidence that I didn't foresee that happening. I
Yeah.
was doing this just so that I wouldn't hurt myself again.
Yeah.
It's like I
There's a
just went
definite
from,
connection between physical fitness and mental fitness for sure.
yeah. So what has this been like for you?
Well, I mean, that's a two-part thing. But the mental fitness is I've always been a super athletic person. I love playing all sports, and I'm 44 now, and I want to continue playing sports, specifically hockey. And the way to do that is to be physically fit. I want to be mobile and active as long as I can in life. On the other side of that, mental health. A lot of people probably don't know this, but I've struggled with mental health pretty much my entire adult life. I have some good days, I have some bad days. I have days where I don't even wanna get out of bed. I have days
Mhm.
where I'm just not having a good day, and I completely have to put on a brave face and go in and talk to people. And, like, it's a huge struggle sometimes to be sitting in the car having a really bad day and have to fake it, if you will. Now, I'm having a good day today, so I'm not faking it right now, but
That's good.
there's been times and yeah, I've grew up the era where it wasn't really talked about. It's kind of, suck it up and move on and just keep your head down and go to work.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about it and yeah, no, it's just definitely something that I've struggled with for much of my life.
Yeah. And you're not
So,
alone in that.
no, and
That's
that's the main thing to
something,
remember.
right? Like it's been crazy to me getting connected with so many people around the globe through this podcast that I never thought would happen. I've had people on the podcast from several other countries and this thing keeps coming up
Mhm.
that we're this thing called the human experience. That's what I keep calling it. We're all trying to struggle our way through it alone. And we forget that everybody else is going through it. So we're afraid to admit or say that, hey, I'm being human right now and I'm having human emotions and I'm dealing with human shit because we think everybody else is not.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, all you
Crazy.
see is what people post on Instagram and Facebook, and there's a whole other side to people, and you don't know what's going on in their lives. Like, I think back to when I was in high school and I had a complete blow up with my dad, and then he had to go into a board meeting. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what other people are facing and dealing with. And sometimes some of the most outwardly happy people are some of the saddest people on the inside,
Yeah.
and you just don't know.
I think I really connected with Robin Williams
Hmm.
and a lot of the information that came out about him after he was killed by suicide. And this thing kept coming up, a phrase, and I'm going to totally not say it right, but he said, the happiest people are happy because they're trying to spread joy and light because they understand darkness,
Yep.
And I never thought of myself as a dark person until I realized, oh. This is why joy is so important to me
Mm.
because I have seen darkness. I have been at the bottom of the well, you know?
Oh, I
And
know.
so, man, like, and that's where my vibe sees your vibe
Yeah,
every time we meet, right? There's just, you know. So I do I appreciate you for spreading light, for being the hype man for your company and in life,
yeah.
right? That's all we can do.
I
We can
do try and make
just,
people laugh.
right? I think of that guy, that meme where he's like spreading salt.
Yeah,
Have you seen this?
I
I
think
forget what
so.
it
I
is.
think I know the one you're talking about.
I'm not cool or hip enough to know what it is, but like that's what I do with instead of glitter, because don't do that. Glitter
Yeah,
with you
don't
forever.
put glitter on your resume. That was a
That's traumatic. It was a joke. We were just kidding. Please don't do that. We are gonna get so much hate mail, both of us. You watch. You watch. We just got this. Anyway, so we do the salt thing with just a
Mhm,
little bit of, giggles or joys or lighter moments. Like even being on a job site or in the yard, you can tell when somebody comes in and they are having a rough day.
100%.
There is a vibe. Like there is a whole aura around this person that, whoa, this person is carrying a lot of weight right now.
Yeah.
Let's just take a time to pause.
Yeah, and that's when it's important to have somebody to talk to as well, and I have a couple close friends that I'm able to talk with, and, sometimes they have their own struggles as well, and just trying to find joy in life and doing what makes you happy. For me, it's sports and exercise. That definitely makes me happy, and the more I can be doing that, the happier I am. So, I could be having a really crappy day and, look forward to going and hitting the ice with the guys.
Yep.
And I think that's super important. And knowing that short-term problems, they're going to pass. Not everything is a permanent issue till you
Moments.
talk to somebody.
Yeah. I've been in those situations where you feel like that problem, that weight is just never going to let up.
Yep.
It does not last. It
Yep.
will not last. Just see it through. Don't give up. Keep pushing.
Yep.
Right? That's all we can do. So, Blake, it's been amazing spending the last hour with you. I
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much coming again onto the show and for
Thank
your
you for having me.
patience
Yeah.
and trying to get onto the show because we have canceled and
Yeah.
rescheduled and been sick and been
Yeah.
traveling and
It's been a
just
journey.
it's been a journey, but we made it happen.
We did.
So, Blake, thank you again so much. Really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more, and I'm sure I'm going to see you at the next thing.
Wherever there's a landscape event, I'll be there.
Sounds good. Okay. Thanks again, Blake, and I will
Thanks for
talk to you
having
soon.
me. Yeah.
Cheers.
I know.